Everybody, and welcome to my next edited series of Stellaris First Contact. Say hello to the Fareen Mandate. They are a theocratic dictatorship with authoritarian militarist and spiritualist ethics, an efficient bureaucracy, an exalted priesthood, and the just can species with latent psionic, intelligent, traditional, rapid bleeders, deviants, and unruly as their traits. We have the Teachers of the Shroud origin, which means we start with latent psionic, and we have the ability to get the psionic tech right out of the gate if you want, and we're going to do our best to enslave the galaxy. That's the plan. We're going to make it much harder than our last campaign, which I thought was too easy. Firstly, by removing some mods, and secondly, by changing some of these settings. Today, I learned something, which is that if you have habitable worlds set at 0.25 and pre-FTLs set at 5, you get, effectively, 5.25 habitable worlds count. I didn't know that. I thought it put the pre-FTLs on the habitable worlds. No. It creates new worlds for the pre-FTLs. I didn't know this, so I've accidentally been playing at like 5.25 habitable worlds the whole time. Like for almost my entire Stellaris career, I was like, yeah, I'll turn down habitable worlds. Oh, but I still want to see lots of pre-FTL stuff. Oh god, there's so much lag that I've experienced needlessly. So we're going to play on like 0.75 pre-FTL and pre-Sapient, and 0.25 habitable worlds. So that should give us effectively 1 times habitable worlds, which is, I remind you, 5 times, no, more like 6 times less than we had in the last game. So 6 times less planets, less lag, should be good. Commodore difficulty, lower than the last series, but no scaling. It's going to kick in right from the beginning, going to be hard from the get-go. 1 times hyperlane density, so more fortresses on the borders required to defend us. Tech tradition cost up to 1.5, because I thought they were coming a little bit too fast in the last game, but that will be less the case with all these fewer habitable worlds. Earlier mid and end game start years. 4 Full Empires, 1 Marauder, 1.5 Crisis, all crises happening sequentially, no wormhole pairs, no abandoned gateways. Again, just to try and maximize lag reduction. Let's get into it. We are playing with more or less the same mod pack as last time, so gigastructures, and we're going to use exactly the same setup that we had for the last one, same settings. Not these two. We're going to have a Turnum because I still want to kill them. And all this stuff in here should be set just like the last one. If you want me to go more in depth on what these settings mean, watch the last 2 videos on Stellaris and you'll see me dive into this more. But those are going to be the settings. And this is from our start. How's our planet? 35 size world. Nice. Yes, and not suddenly surrounded by habitable worlds. So last time I was loading up and I was like, we're on 0.25. Why are there 6 habitable worlds all around me immediately? But not so this time. Good. So we're in contact with these guys who have, it looks like, 3 little enclaves. There, and there. And our students, for generations we have taught you, seeding your knowledge of the Shroud. Oh yes, the Shroud. The Shroud, trademark, for legal reasons. We can't call it the other thing. And its mysteries within your dreams. Now that you have reached the stars, your true apprenticeship is at hand. The path forward is not an easy one. To light the way, we grant you knowledge of the Shroud Beacon, a device of great power. Once built on one of your starbases, the beacon will open a Shroud tunnel. Choose its location carefully, as you will not be able to spawn another. In times of need and uncertainty, call on us. In dreams, we will be watching. In waking life, we await your arrival. We receive your gift with gratitude. So they give us 25 rare crystals and the ability to construct this Shroud Beacon for 500 alloys, which I assume they'll like send me some reinforcements through if I call for it or something. Do I have like an edict to call for help? Don't think so, but okay, cool. So early game Stellaris, but with much less. God, I can't believe. So I've been playing all these games for years thinking like, oh, I'll make this one a low habitable planets game, or oh, I'll make this one a high habitable planets game. And all of those have been within like 10% of each other because I've always had high FTL numbers because I always think having more pre-FTL species around is fun. Oh my god. All right. Well, I'll get into it and I'll tell you when we meet our first interesting people so that we can enslave them. So this is pretty cool. Literally right next to us, there is a ruined matter decompressor already. Good. So having that in our systems will be nice. And it looks like we have a dead end behind our capital, so we only have to really worry about kind of galactic north and east. So let's head off in this direction first. But yeah, very nice to already have a ruined matter decompressor here. That's going to be very handy later on. Ooh, we found a relic world over here. Nice. Okay, we know the initial direction of our expansion then. I want that relic world. Plus, there's a tropical world here, which I think is in the wet category rather than the dry category, which is what we want. But the relic world, ho ho, that's going to be very, very nice. Okay, first aliens detected, very close to us, over here on the right. I'm hoping we can grab this world here so that we have our full kind of circle under control. Before they rush in and get it, but obviously getting past them in that direction, very unlikely. That leaves 2 avenues of expansion, and one of them looks to be locked off by these ancient custodians, so very hopeful that we can get up here. Of course, you can go through ancient custodian space, so that won't be too big of a problem, but yeah, all in all, a little concerned. I think we need to survey this first. Let's try and grab this system real quick. Okay. Here we go. This is someone we can work with. One new friend brings us closer to divinity. Here they are. This is practically the perfect species to come across. They match our civics. They have xenophile, we have spiritualist. We should be able to get them to like us, but no, because they're currently wary. But we can improve relations, see if we can get them to like us. We'll also need to potentially start a minor militarization program, just to make sure they don't do any funny business. They have already colonized this system, so I'm on my way out to go and keep working. But yeah, that's good. That's a good one. Hopefully we can get a really early federation going with these guys. They are hegemonic imperialists and belligerent and all that, but yeah, we'll see. Maybe we get an early vassal. That would be the other alternative, or maybe we'll just lose. We'll see. And there we go. Nice. Good start. We have secured the relic world. Very nice indeed. We're going to want to try and survey here next. Continue pressing on up here because right here there's a 20 size Atolian world. And right here there's a 25 size world. And right now in this galaxy, worlds are an absolute premium. I mean, if you look around from the things we've got, there's probably one system every 10 worlds or something. Sorry, one world every 10 systems. It's fun. Like, I feel the pressure of my people needing space. I mean, it's going to be good. It's going to be interesting having to really optimize how we use our planets because we have such limited numbers of them, and going to be really motivating to build like ring worlds and stuff as well. So far, these guys haven't declared on me or anything. I'm just improving relations. We have built a something on their border. I want to try and keep them you know, at bay, making sure they're not having any funny ideas. I'm very tempted to try and go to war with them, but we kind of need to know how strong they are in order to do that. But obviously, if we could take them over, it would like double our population, which would be an amazing start. So we found our first pre-FTLs, by the way. So I really want to keep these guys alive because we need the insight tech from them. It's crazy good. But yeah, we will also... Well, do I want them to become spiritualists, or do I want to say their language is their own? I don't care about their ideology, because they are going to spend the next 100 years developing from the Bronze Age all the way up to the Space Age, and then we're going to enslave them as soon as they take to the skies. So I don't really care what their opinion is. Nice. They flipped cordial. Let's go. So we just checked their world. They have 1,100 corvettes already. You know, fleet power, not literally count. So we're definitely going to try and be friendly with them. So I'm going to put my embassy in there. They don't want a non-aggression agreement just yet. What will we get off a commercial agreement? We don't know, right? I think an early research agreement. I don't want to spend influence right now. So as long as they stay cordial, I don't need to get other agreements with them because I need the influence to try and rapidly expand, grab as many of these planets as possible. Oh wow, I've just realized this part of the galaxy is entirely cut off down this line. Okay. Okay, that increases our odds of getting these planets at least, but that means we want to really rush up here. But you know these guys are coming this way. So yeah, we need to rush towards this planet. I mean, 25 size world, that's gold dust right now. We need to get up there. Look at this. It's literally an exact ethics match. That's perfect. Hello. Hello. It's lovely to meet you. Welcome to the galaxy of nations. I would be delighted to make your acquaintance and welcome you into an imminent holy union. Glorious. Ooh, look, it's the archive again. Okay, well, it's gonna be tricky for us to colonize to there, but I might try, because the archive is kind of insanely good. This is the path we wanted to start colonizing, well, not colonizing, but, you know, capturing next anyway, once we get this world, which sadly does have pre-FTLs on it, but it's Arctic anyway, so we won't going to inhabit it for a while. It's mostly just the size we want in the Empire. But yeah, Propus with the archive would be a lovely thing to have, for sure. Oh hell yeah, we got the old vaccine from the enigmatic guardian types. Nice. That's always good to have. It can have bad results, but the bad results are short term, so it's always worth doing. Yeah, things going pretty well. We might even be able to lock down this area, prevent these guys getting it, which will give us kind of unique access to the north and kind of west of the galaxy. Going pretty well. A little worrying, seeing the effect of the new difficulty settings. These guys are overwhelming. So I am going to grab that non-aggression pact, even though it's going to cost me to influence. I think it's got to be done. I really don't want them to, you know, be declaring war on me or anything. Obviously. Damn, someone else got to this one before we did, which is a shame because it's an archaeological site there. It's someone we've never met before too, one of these two. On the bright side, that increases our odds of getting this one, which is a highland world. That's one of the ones we can inhabit. Oh no, it's frozen. Well, it will be one of the ones we can inhabit in the fullness of time. But yeah, these guys are looking increasingly like they might be our first ever military targets. Right now, I don't think they're stronger than us. That's promising. We're gaining some intel because of our embassy, but I think they might be a good first target potentially. But with this border kind of established, our expansion turns to trying to grab as much of this area as we can, which is where my attention shall now focus. Okay, so we found out who it is. It's a federation. These three are going to be pretty dangerous. But yeah, they're already in a federation together. They have that, whatever it's called, the federation. Stronger together, united together. I can't remember exactly what it's called. The federation start. So yeah, they're going to be trouble. And it's very annoying we didn't get this system, because now, yeah, we have to defend two systems again if we want to hold them back. But I guess this is where we'll put a... Well, no, I guess I should put a new station, a new starport rather, back here as the kind of boundary system where we will hold them back if they try and come in against us. But it's good though. We got contact with multiple different people at the start, so we have options. Okay, a good opportunity just presented itself. These guys right now, equivalent military but inferior tech, which means I can declare to subjugate. And I can invite the Covenant to the north that we already established as a likely ally to come and help us. That is too good an opportunity to pass up, so I am moving my troops north. Worst case, we hold this, whatever you call it, station, and turtle up while our ally to the north gets beaten up. I don't think we can afford to not do that. It's going to take my guy like 2 years to get there. Good early opening move, I think. I've just made an enemy for life, which is these guys, because they just grabbed the Propus system, which contains the archive. Sorry, Interplanetary Empire, but that's my archive, and we are coming for you. Meanwhile, the war, by the way, progressing pretty well. We have a 2,400 fleet coming out of our friends to the north. I'm going to start improving relations with more, because they might be able to help me against these guys as well. But yeah, this is looking promising. We might be able to grab an early vassal, which would be fantastic. Here we go. Here we go. The big fight. Nice. Send them packing. Got your system. Nice. Nice! This is like the earliest war I've done in Stellaris in a very long time. Yeah, let's... No rest for the wicked. Pursue them. Pursue them relentlessly. How much of a garrison have they got on this planet? None! They will live to regret that. Bring in the troops. Very nice. Okay, nice. Our ally is going to take a bunch of systems, unfortunately. but still. Net gain for us. These guys do appear to consider us their rival, though, so that's not good. I'm trying to improve relations, because we know that they have a larger fleet than us right now. But say hello to our new vassal. They hate us, so we're going to need to improve relations with them as well. I guess I'll take one off this, send them in, and we'll need to... Can you negotiate right away? You have to wait 60 months. Okay. So we are getting positive loyalty from that. Why are you so mad? Where do I see this again? Ah, yes. Right, it's just because of their opinion. Minus 4.8 from opinion? Really minus 80. Yeah, there we go. Okay, ticking up already. Nice. So we should be able to get them to cheer up. What was the default setting it's put them under? They get restricted voting, they can expand, they pay us nothing, and we join nothing, and they get nothing. Like, it's nothing. There's nothing here at all. Oh, it made them a protectorate all of a sudden. I was trying to make them a vassal. Okay, well, I guess we'll switch them to a vassal, but hey, look at that. Already managed to grow the empire in the first, what is that, 13 years? When does the game start? Maybe 33 years? Anyway, going pretty well, I'd say. Yes, they did grab this system. I suspect they might. There was only 4 science there, so don't really care too much about them grabbing that. Good. Good, good, good. Up to 3,200 fleet power now. Might make you guys look a little weaker. Let's get some embassies established over here. Start getting some intel on them. And also growing up here as fast as we can. Trying to get, obviously, access to this guy. Need some more intel on him. Need a bunch more envoys. That's what I really need right now. But we're working on it. We're working on it. Okay. The beacon is lit. May the shroud welcome our passage. So I have no idea what this does. But we've got a shroud tunnel now. So we can teleport up to the other opposite side of the map if we want to, I guess. It's fully connected to the shroud tunnel network. Does it go here as well? I don't think so. Well, we got to send a scientist in there. I don't think I have one free at the moment, but when we do, I'm definitely going to send a scientist in there. See what happens. Seems fun. So, the Interplanetary Empire, the one that yoinked the, wherever it is, the archive. I'm just about to get a claim on it. Need 9 more influence, and I'm going to be able to invite these guys to come help in the war. Which is going to be great, because if you look at the score... We have managed to buddy up with the strongest AI empire in the game. Like the strongest base empire. And we're now kind of much more middle of the pack, score-wise. Which is good. But we are doing really well on tech. Compared to some people, at least, I think. Yeah. Certainly compared to these guys. These guys got very hemmed in to one province. They don't have any defensive alliances yet. So I'm hoping we can outpace them and then subjugate them. We do have a non-aggression pact just for now, but yeah, I'm hopeful that could work in the mid-term. But short-term, I want my archive. All right, we're in the war. I like that there's just a huge precursor fleet with a freaking attack moon just chilling in the system while we're fighting over it. I don't know why that's so funny to me, but it is. Ooh, here we go. At last we greet you properly, through the tunnel long prepared. Your passage was felt by the shroud itself. The echoes yet shiver, rippling in the water. You are most welcome here. Cool. We immediately met 2 aliens here, because someone else has already colonized it. Cool. And now it's time to go and keep meeting people while we're up here. Ideally, before we get locked out by them actually, you know, making contact. But that's cool. There's two contacts in there. Okay. Nice. War continues relatively well. Our allies are cruising in the north, which is very good. I didn't look if they have any claims. Looks like they're going to get 1... No claims, actually. Nice. They're just willing to beat these guys up for the sake of it. Love to see it. Okay, here's what looks like their main fleet. 5,000 is pretty good, but I'm hopeful that we're going to be able to beat them. I guess we should potentially... Yeah, let's fall back to this station. And then hopefully they come in and attack us, trying to relieve the war goal. Because as it is, a status quo is us winning. Nope, they fell back. Okay. Well, if they're going to fall back, I'm going to heal up at this station and then just keep roaming around. But all we have to do now is wait for the white piece. Which is good. Very good indeed. That is a very interesting route that you guys have chosen to take. I recruited these guys. Oh, I can't select them now. Hello. This fleet. Stop doing that. Stop doing that, you silly things. Anyway, I'll micro off. Right. It's a new day. Let's take stock of the situation. So the first thing is, do you hear my voice? You hear how my throat sounds? You hear this? This game is bad for me. It's definitely the game's fault. It's not my self-control. I stayed up so late last night playing Stellaris. Right. God. This game is really good. I don't know if you know that, but this game's really good. Okay, so let's take stock of the current situation. Zoom out a bit here. So, we are the Fareen Mandate. There's this Federation to our west, and then they're hemmed in by this coalition, Citizens Coalition. The Citizens Coalition is rival to the Federation. So what I'm thinking of doing is reinforcing my border with the Federation more, which effectively means this station. And then, or possibly a new station forward a bit, and then rivaling them, because that will help us get in with the Citizens Coalition up here. That would make them much more friendly to us if we had a shared rival. Now, they are fanatic materialist, excuse me, which means they're not going to like us that much. They're not a long-term ally, but I think they'd be useful in potentially a war against these guys. Would they actually join a war already? No, they're not available to invite. Okay, I guess they don't quite border each other in here, but once they do, I bet we could invite them into a war and work together on crushing these guys. And if we take these 3 star systems here... Can you select star systems on the galaxy map? I don't think you can. Anyway, this star, this star, this star. Then we would cut these guys off completely. And then we can basically just kind of let them stagnate down here for a while. And then there'll be an easy fight, basically, if we can do that in one war. The other thing we're doing right now, obviously, is buddying up with this hive. I've discovered in the last season that hives make wonderful allies and wonderful Federation members because they have no ethics, which is not just a burn. It means that they don't lower the cohesion. So I'm very much hoping we can get these guys into our Federation. They're also, you know, superior to us right now on military strength, which I'm continuing to work on. We're trying to industrialize. This is going to be our alloy planet. As you can see, we are trying to crank out as many people working on allies there as possible. But yeah, they make a good ally. These guys, because they only have one planet, are basically stagnating. So I'm hopeful that we're going to be able to get them under us, probably as a proposed subject. They're now inferior and friendly, so I think actually after this war ends, we might well be able to propose subjugation to them, which would be awesome. And then there's this Republic of Systems. So what do we want to do with these guys? They have a defensive agreement with this confederacy, okay, who are egalitarian, and they're egalitarian. Okay, so we're not likely to be long-term friends, but in the short term we could be friends with these guys while we focus on threats like this guy and the Federation. We obviously want to cut our way to the center of the galaxy, well, I say obviously. In my opinion, you always want to do that. Almost always. Because it's going to give us a good connection with lots of options to go in either direction, basically. Then there's this Covenant, who view us as a rival, but we've worked together in the past. They did take a lot of planets here in our war. It's unfortunate that we only got 2 planets in our subject, and they got a whole bunch. This guy, though, will presumably have claims. So could I declare for claims? You can't declare for your subjects' claims, it seems. Okay. So I'm going to try and buddy up with them, not least because right now they are stronger than us, which is troubling. But we have a perfect ethics match, so hopefully we'll be able to improve relations with them a bit. But I mean, we don't even have an embassy. They're not very friendly at the moment. Then, beyond that, okay, we have the disinterested gamers. And then up here, the commonality of... Okay, you're not likely to be friends, but you're not that close to me. And then here's another... The high suzerainty. That looks to me like a fallen empire, I think. Oh, wow. And then you're all the way up there. Blimey. Okay. And you... The Confederation, egalitarian militarist, unlikely to be strong friends, although they are rivals with our enemy. Hopefully they jump on it. In fact, I think they're already at war. No, they're already at war with... Oh, these guys are not a fallen empire. Okay, they're already at war with these guys. Let's get an embassy going with them as well. That was part of why I declared this war, because they were distracted. And there's a Solarium consciousness. You are just another hive mind. Okay, so ideally... I'd love to get them in our federation as well. Potentially could be good. And then there's this Star Swarm. What are you? You're a Devouring Swarm. Okay, so they have to die, obviously. Hopefully they don't get too big over here. And then there's the Star Realm. Okay, so the Star Realm makes potentially a good short-term ally against this block. Okay. And yeah, we've sent our... ships through the portal and sent them exploring around. I've also been buying contacts off everyone so we can get the Galactic Federation founded. And then we're going to see how we can do once that's started. But for now, let's try and win this war, which we are very close to doing because we can just settle a status quo. And then we can potentially turn our attention to attacking this lot. We shall see. We shall see. The other thing we could do, because their economy is weak... Would you ever let us in? No. Because if we could join their federation and then take it over, that would be funny. But yeah, that's basically the situation. Oh yes, and the organic singularity is happening on this planet. So they're right now a... what stage are they at? They're an Iron Age population, but they're going through an organic singularity where they basically become a hive mind. At least I think that's what it does. How many pops are there here? Yeah, not that many, so it's not really worth invading, but it's not even habitable for our pops, so... But yeah, worth keeping an eye on that. We don't want them to die. We want them to be able to be uplifted so they can be our future slaves. Okay, good. So that's the plan. I will continue just filling out some of these systems that we didn't grab because, obviously, we were rushing to try and get key choke point systems and key planets. So these 5 planets that we have right now, these are the only... 5 that are within our borders right now. And then obviously we're going to get one more here in the form of the uplink, or whatever it's called, the archive. There's also... Well, no, sorry, that's not true. Because there's the 25 size one here. There's the 20 size one here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 5 more planets within our space that we can't colonize because they're the wrong type. That seems like about a good number, like 10 in this space. That's not very many planets. That's not very many planets. So I think that's going to be a good situation to mean we're in a good place to base our foundation and start building our economy from there. Should be good. Wowza. So the people we're fighting right now have the highest diplomatic weight in the game. So I'm glad we're managing to beat them. Basically by our powers combined, plus this guy in the north. So it's very good that we jumped on these guys early. We might need to take further steps to try and weaken them. One thing we could do... In fact, you know what? We might be able to do this now. Ooh. We could cut them in half pretty easily. If we claimed this system and this system, it would take 300 influence. But if we did that, then we could build a huge station here. And then we could just take all of this off them basically at our leisure. I don't think we can afford to do it now, just on the influence cost, but that would work. Maybe well, yeah, I think we need to do it later. Oh god, we're about to have a consumer goods shortage. I didn't notice that. But yes, I think we'll do that next war. So like next war we'll try and claim just here and here, and then that'll leave them in a really bad place. It'll leave them without any ability to defend themselves, basically. Nice. Okay, more diplomatic developments. So, the Interplanetary Empire won their war here and liberated these guys. But then these guys were immediately subjugated by the Covenant. So if we can make friends with the Covenant, we have these guys completely surrounded. At which point we might be able to crush them. That's the idea. They do have almost exactly the same amount of fleet power as me, but their armor is damaged right now while they're bombarding this planet. So I'm going to try and capture this system, and I think, yeah, okay, we have status quo. The question is, do I want to bomb this planet enough to keep the war going? No, it's basically no one here. Okay. Victory. We gain the archive. Fantastic. That's a really, really good outcome. Really very nice. And there's pop growth. That's also a very nice outcome. I need more envoys. Boom. We accept this for now, and there is our new system. Fantastic. Look at this. I was playing with much smaller... yeah, the first thing the AI builds on the archive. My lord. A freaking energy collecting district. Yeah, okay, bud. Okay. Why are... Oh, right. Oh, of course. So our first slaves. I didn't even process this was going to give us our first slaves. That's cool. Okay. Good war. We've got an archive. Habitat log to go through. Oh, they've already done some of it for us. How nice of them. Excellent. So these guys can return home. So do you want to be my subject? Maybe. We'd have to give them a lot. But we could do it. We could do it. We'll take a bunch of influence. But I think this is worth it. Would you rather be a Scalorum? They would. Okay. How about a no holding limit unified census Scalorum? Yeah, okay. So we're going to be able to get these guys as a subject. That's awesome news. That gives us 2 subjects. And we're going to be in a pretty good place. Nice. Oh, and there's living metal here as well. Nice. That's 2 living metal we have now. Living metal is great for building megastructures. So awesome, awesome, awesome. So what I've done is I've just relocated the entire population of that world to my capital. So they're all here now working as technicians. And the idea is... And how much political power do they have? Ah, right, they're indentured servants. No. Excuse me, they are chattels. Yes, so they get less happy, but less political power. Good. We are going to give them decent conditions, I think, though. Yeah, 0.05 for slaves is fine. Although, is there any point not being on basic subsistence? Because, like, yeah, they're going to work. They're going to work less hard because they're unhappy, but they're already at 0%. So, yeah. No, you get no consumer goods for you, bud. Should have won the war if you wanted consumer goods. That's how it goes. And then, yeah, population controls are enabled because I don't want to grow this particular pop right now. Nice. And then I've moved over 6 of my guys. And we're going to build some holotheaters just to keep everyone happy. And then, well, no, let's build the research district first, actually. Going to start building research districts here and doing a bunch of research. Should be phenomenal. Good stuff. Ooh, okay. So our scientist that went through the tunnel is going to get... It just got their mind, like, fiddled with by warp demons. Oh, sorry. Shroud entities. And we're going to get either Shroud Touch Scientist or Shroud Touch Scientist. 50% chance of... That's the same thing, isn't it? No, okay, they are different effects. Either we get Archaeology Excavation Speed and Archaeology Skill up, or Research Speed up and Psionic Speed, and then our ruler gets Shroud Touch Ruler, 15% build cost, but plus Empire Size. Plus Empire Size? That sucks. We got the Archaeology Skill one. That's actually really good. I'm going to get them to start doing a bunch of excavations then. Do all these. Nice. Well, that's good, but getting a plus Empire Size on our ruler kind of sucks. Oh, we didn't. But it said... What? It said there's a 50-50. Maybe it's just bugged, or maybe it was just written wrong. I suppose that is kind of a bug in and of itself. But maybe that means we can get, like, the... what's it called? The Immortal Psionic Leader by using this this start. That'll be fun. They're very cool. Okay, here's how we're going to subjugate these guys. It's a little cheesy, but I'm going to give them my super tensiles production for 2.25 monthly loyalty change. It's very weird that the base for that is me giving them a 30%. I don't know why you break even on loyalty at negative 30%. That might be a bug. But anyway, we're going to give them it. So we get lots of monthly loyalty. They're going to give us 30% of their research. We will have to join all of their conflicts. That's the big challenge here. But we'll probably, basically in like 60 months, we're going to change this. But yeah, it's going to take 630 days, and we'll start getting the Scolorum bonuses. Proceed. Give me my new subject. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Boom. There we go. Say hello to our new subject. So how much are we actually getting? Whoa, that's quite a lot. Nice. That's like a 33% increase to our research. Fantastic. And we're going to be able to keep them loyal even when we go like, haha, just kidding about that. And also I want holdings. Nice. So they're going to, yeah, increasingly become loyal. This is going to tick up really, really quickly. I don't mind making a research agreement. Well, I mean, it does cost quite a bit of influence. We'll save the influence for now, but we'll almost certainly do a research agreement with them soon. Nice, nice. That's a really good get. I wonder what you feel about this. You're still cordial. Yeah, there's quite a few people who are willing to think about subjugation right now, basically because I've just been powering out ships. I'm really struggling on the economy, though. We're buying 60 consumer goods per month. We are cranking on consumer goods production on this planet, but it's really, you know, this planet is very unhappy anyway. I'll probably have to resettle some people in here so I can at least upgrade the planetary administration, or maybe let them work the colonist jobs. We'll see. But we really, really urgently need a bunch more consumer goods, mostly because we're spending a ton of it on jobs. Yeah, look at that. Consumed from jobs, 75. We're doing a lot of research because I'm feeling the pressure right now. Look at this. We are... Okay, subjugating those... Wow, subjugating those guys gave us a stupid number of points. We just jumped up to 8th. We were like 15th without that subject. So I think the game is slightly overestimating how important subjects are, but still, I'm feeling behind the curve. Like, these guys have... Oh, no, actually, okay, I'm catching them on tech. But yeah, these guys have better tech than me, which is not a situation that I'm very happy with. So we need urgently to try and improve our outputs. Okay, so these guys just went to war with the Federation. A single system changed hands, I think. It was like this one or something. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to claim this system, go to war with these guys in a subjugation war, get both the subjugation and the province. I think that's how it works. And then we should be close enough to these guys that they'll accept our subjugation. Because right now... okay, this has actually got quite a bit worse. A minute ago they were really keen on it, but I guess they recovered. But these guys are, what, equivalent, pathetic. And I have changed the deal with these guys so they join me in offensive wars, and they can add 3,000 to my fleet power. So I think we'll be able to win a war against these guys, grab a new subject, and that should... yeah, it should be good. Should work. We have a critical resource shortage of super tensile materials, but it only affects mega structures, fortunately, so it's not a big deal. Okay, it's wartime. I've got some crystals, I've got some motes, I've got some gas. Let's claim this system. And then let's declare war to vassalize. Or do I want to make tributary? Maybe I want to make them a tributary. Let's consider what the default things are. So if you have... Oh, okay, I can't consider it with you. Let's consider what they are. If we go agreement... If I made you a vassal, the default here is regulated, defensive, no pay. If you go tributary, the default is 30% pay, no joining wars. I think I'd rather go vassal to start with. I also think it takes from your policy. This one. So this is the default. You get integration, but I mean... I don't know. Maybe it will give us this. Maybe we'll get integration permitted on them. And we may integrate them. Because we could use the pops. But yeah. Let's get this thing started. Alright. Here they are. I think we have the numbers. They have a Federation fleet. Ah, damn. We engaged in 2 waves, though. That's not quite what I wanted. But we have the numbers. The reinforcements coming in. We have them on the run. Hell yeah, baby. Let's go. Second war. Off to a fantastic start. Casualties-wise. Oh! Oh! No losses. What's going on? No losses on our side. Heavy losses on their side. Very, very nice. The carrier cruisers coming in the clutch. Let's go. That's really good. I'm going to leave my largest fleet here. And the other two, I think... Well, actually, your armor's barely damaged, but... You know what this game needs? What's it called? Like, what game is that from? It's from EU4, isn't it? Like, split off and repair? That would be fun. You two are going to go home and repair real quick, and we can do it in our vassal's port here. The others are going to keep bombarding. The transport fleet's going to move in, and we're going to start getting these worlds. Very little defense here, so just go ahead and land. Nice, nice. Really glad this war started so successfully. Excellent news indeed. Okay, okay, second wave. Here they come. We got 2, 4.5, 6.5, 7.5. That's a lot. That's a lot. Back off, back off, back off. Let's go repair. Let's fall back and repair, and then we'll come back in stronger numbers with a little bit of repairing done, and maybe even with an additional carrier cruiser. Oh, by the way, I think I said in the first one I don't like designing ships in Stellaris. I was an idiot. Designing ships is fun. I'm designing the ships now. Okay, we're repaired. Our 3 fleets are assembled. Get them. Yes, 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 that's right. Divide your forces. Divide your forces, you fools. How many are there going this way? Yes. That's what we want to see. All right, now get them. Get them. Doing pretty well. These guys moving off here might cause some issues. Oh yeah, crap. You run.
Spaceport under attack.
But we should be able to get an easy win here. Yep. Nice, 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 nice. Now pursue them. Pursue them relentlessly. Great victory. We've got them on a lot of war exhaustion. They're really not loving these space battles. We do need to achieve war goals, of course. And I think, yeah, demanding unoccupied systems they don't like. So we will need to go around and occupy this, which will take some exploring with scientists. It's going to be a bit of a journey, but that's okay. All right, where are they going? Oh, this is taking them so long to kill this. Nice. Oh yeah, and we're getting more code breaking, which is really good. And let's get, yeah, chemical plants. We're going to need some moats, but look at this. It's going to be an absolute butcher. Oh, oh. They lost none? Come on. Well, we at least damaged a bunch of them. We're going to go repair, and then we'll relaunch the offensive. Good. Bring me back my ground forces. Nice. War continuing. The war situation is developing in a way that is, in fact, in my advantage. Oh, freaking consumer goods. God damn it. I keep cocking up the consumer goods, and it keeps giving me these horrible penalties. Buy a bunch a month. Fine, fine. I'll go back to buying it. Once we get our economy sorted, man, there'll be no more of this damn buying consumer goods nonsense. I wouldn't. Oops. I wouldn't, bud. They're coming. That seems like a really bad idea. They're coming in alone. Maybe their friends are cloaked. But I'm going to position myself to immediately engage them. Yeah, what are you doing? What are you thinking? Driven them back almost immediately. And the planetary invasion is ongoing. Should be a fairly easy win, I think. Oops. Here. Oh yes, we've already won. That's why I was getting confused. Okay. On. And we've got a bunch of research projects to do in terms of surveying their wreckage and continue to steal stuff. But yeah, we're going to cruise on through, occupy this lot. War's going pretty well. Oh, I knew this would happen. They're letting me defeat them in detail. It's brilliant. So we're just hitting them one after another, and wiping them out. It's beautiful. Here goes the Federation fleet. It was already damaged when this battle started. So I'm hoping there'll be some... Yeah, they're just drip feeding in. Oh, it's painful. Some good encryption. Keep our science safe. And another planetary invasion done. Boom. Look at that. 1 corvette lost. Heavy casualties on the enemy side. Look at the numbers they had, but just drip feeding it. Drip feeding it. Not the way to do it. Let's go bombard them. Nice. Okay, nice. So with this starbase falling, whoops, with this starbase falling, I keep hitting space to, I tab out, pause my YouTube video, come back, and then I hit space to unpause. Enemy leaves war? What? Oh, they surrendered. Okay, so we won. Nice. Okay, so they're our vassal, we have their system, and now these guys, annoyingly, have got stronger. You still want to be my subject? Oh, they are all about it. Hell yeah. So we managed to massively overtake them on tech, which is good. Looking at the victory conditions, obviously our score is getting catapulted up by subject empires, but 1100 tech does put us, yeah, not above the hive, but dramatically in the lead, which is very nice, very nice. This interplanetary empire, yeah, inferior on tech, but superior on this, so we do need to be worrying about them. I've been upgrading this starbase, so hopefully that will aid us in holding them back if they do decide to declare on us. But nice, so a new subject, a new system, and a new subject here as well. Oh yeah, by the way, the super tensiles thing I've been doing, it doesn't seem to work, which is good, because it makes no sense. But if we look in here, oh no, okay, never mind, it is working now. Why isn't it working on this one? Don't you have the super tensiles thing as well? Huh. Only one of them is getting the bonus opinion from super tensiles. Well, I'm not sure what's causing that. But, yeah, good conquest here. Could we integrate you? We could in 10 years. A bit less than 10 years. Sorry, a bit more than 10 years. But yeah, we'll renegotiate their deal when we can. For now, we join their defensive wars and everything else is fairly standard. We're going to get a bit of influence out of them. Nice, and obviously that leaves these guys super easy to vassalize going forwards. And in terms of ethics, they're, with the exception of this xenophilia, they all kind of match us anyway, so that's no problem. We're about to get the first thing of federation, which is going to let us form our federation. That's going to be really good. And now it's time for these guys to bend the knee as well. And here we go. Yoink! One more. Done. Good stuff. Welcome to the fold, you chappies. And they are going to gain loyalty slowly, because they demanded 45% of their basic resources. 111 minerals. Delicious. Delicious indeed. But yes, they are all being protectorates because they are so far behind on tech. But of course, the fact that they're a protectorate means they get 80% research costs on tech, so they should catch up. But look at that, we're growing out pretty nicely. These guys here wanted to have a non-aggression pact. I'd rather not have a non-aggression pact. I'd rather you were just an associate of my federation, I think. But they are inferior now. But they are an overlord, so they're basically never going to accept becoming a subject. We could... Why can I not declare a subjugation war against them? But anyway, we want to stay friendly with them because they're one of the counterweights to the interplanetary empire. But now, of course, we have more contact up in the north. So let's take a look. This is a fallen empire. What are you up to? Right, I rivaled you. Your hegemonic imperialists and your materialists. Well, no wonder. What an idiot. Let's rival them. I mean, let's insult them. So we could try and humiliate them, but that doesn't seem that productive. Instead, I think we'll just... yeah, can we... I forget. Can you build stuff in Protectorate land? You can't, right? No. I wonder if there's any level of Protectorate that allows you to do that. Ooh, there's a relic world here. Being protected by we don't know how much. Okay. Let's go find out. Transfer ships. One corvette. Corvette, I have a very important mission for you. I would love a size 25 relic world. I think we should actually prioritize getting that with our influence right now. Let's see what's defending it and get a construction ship and a science ship available to seize it for us at best pace. Because obviously, you know, worlds are very much at a premium in this galaxy. We've got a Gaia world from an event, which I'm going to turn into like a spawning pool, basically, where we just automatically send people out of here. Or we could just use a transport hub and have it do it automatically, which is probably what I'll do, actually, now I think about it. Yeah, apart from that, progressing pretty nicely. Obviously, these guys are the big threat. I'm hoping that our superior tech will in time allow us to overwhelm them. And these guys... They are now overwhelming on fleet power. Wow. Okay, that's pretty bad. I don't want to get... I want to get a non-aggression pact in the fullness of time, but I don't want to waste the points on it. How about you? How are you doing? Inferior, inferior. Any interest in subjugation? They're not too keen on it. How about if you were to be a Scholarum? Everyone wants to be a Scholarum. No, you don't want to be a Scholarum. Prospector. Bulwark. They might go with Bulwark, but they're not too keen on it. But yeah, obviously we are growing, but we're not nearly as powerful as we were last time, relatively speaking. The fact that we can go contacts and show, yeah, a lot of people are equivalent to us right now. So, no getting cocky. But yeah, it's going well. I'd say it's going well. Still considering yoinking these two so we can cut these guys in half, but with their superior fleet power and equivalent economy, I think a bit of an economic focus wouldn't go amiss if we could focus in on that and try and improve our internal situation. Is what we're going to do now, I think. Putting down an archive link node here so we get a huge science bonus, and an archive link node on this world, which is in the fullness of time going to be a research world as well. Why did I want this one to be a research world? Oh yes, that's right, it's got dense ruins, which gives it 15% researcher output. So I'm probably going to swap these priests into research labs. And then this planet is going to be our Unity planet. So I'm going to be throwing down a bunch. It's both Unity and Forges. I think those synergize together quite nicely. In the future, we will have pure Unity worlds probably, but for now, we'll have to make do with sharing space. Good, good. Looking pretty nice. I think that's most of what we need to be worrying about right now. Just a period of economic growth, basically. And I'm considering integrating these guys because they are what am I trying to say? They are yeah, Hycelian, which is hot, so they could live on our worlds without it being too bad. And they have extremely adaptive, so it'd be really nice to be able to integrate all these guys into our species, into our empire, and it would only add, you know, two planets. Oh wow, they actually have an orbital research station. That's cool. But yeah, they have this really big planet, which is Hycelian, which we would not like living on. But that's okay, because they can live there. But dread encampment. These guys are cool. But yeah, I would like to own this world. So we'll see. We'll see where we go with that. Okay, and I think this is how we're going to make the Federation. Hello, Hive Mind. Have 1100 rare crystals and 800 exotic gases. Boom. That will. They will accept that, and now they will join my Federation. More specifically, my Holy Covenant, giving us 10%. Oops, giving us 10% unity. Boom. Oh, I just clicked the wrong thing. All right, hang on. I'll reload a save. I think I just made a Galactic Union by mistake. Right, there we go. I totally clicked Holy Covenant. Honest. And here we go. Wait for it. Boom. New Federation President. Us. Communications established with a Trader Enclave and another Trader Enclave. Nice. A new Federation. The Blessed Communion. What a great name. And an Artisan Troop. Nice. Because that was all their communications. And here it is. Beautiful. So, not totally compatible in terms of ethics, but that's okay. They are leading on economy and tech right now, which is part of why I wanted to get them in our federation. But we are the president. It has a lack of cohesion, which is obviously not good. Hopefully, each of our subjects, each of our fellow members, will assign someone to it. And you'll note that this guy, look at this, 1,000 economy. And he was willing to become my protectorate for the tech advantage. That's really good, because now we're going to be able to make him super loyal and make him stay, even when he catches up on tech, which he will do. Because with the protectorate bonus of effectively, you know, times 0.2 tech cost, plus the fact that he's an AI, so he's getting the current difficulty level like plus 60% on all good job outputs, he's definitely going to catch up. But anyway, we have monthly unity, and we looked at this in the last series, but this is my favorite Federation type right now. So you get more cohesion, and you would get spiritualist ethics attraction per envoy attached, which is cool. Then you get Holy Covenant trade policy, which gives you unity, which is going to be nice. Planetary capitals give more culture workers. You get spread the holy word, so voting strength on divinity of life resolutions in the Galactic Council is greater. You get more planetary ascension effects and lower cost. You get more priest jobs on unity-focused colony designations, which is really cool. You get +1 high priests from sacred nexuses. You get less shroud delve time cooldown, which is good because we are, of course, going to go psionic. You have more unity from priests, and you have we get to convert Zro, and we get more Edicts Fund. It's really good. There's lots of good stuff in here. One of the ones I liked. Where's the one that or is it? Which one is it? Yeah, this one. So basically, when all the people in our Federation assign their envoys to help us with the cohesion, which I think they basically just always do. I think the AI always just assigns one as long as they're happy with being in the Federation. It's going to make them all switch spiritualist. In the fullness of time, I think we might see them basically all go spiritualist. Obviously not the hive mind, but that's awesome. So I'm really looking forward to that. And then, of course, laws-wise, we're currently on a 20-year rotation. We'll obviously want to move it to challenge. But if it's challenge, what are we going to base it on? I don't know. Actually, if we base it on... Isn't there a way to base it on, like, spirituality? In which case, maybe hives are just auto-lose. But we'll see. We'll see. It's going to be more difficult, of course, to declare war now, going forwards. But that's okay. Being in a federation is going to be worth it. And we just managed to not absorb, but, you know, strongly buddy up with the third place score person. And also this catapults our score up. Not that score particularly matters. But yeah, I mean, diplomatic weight, which is a better indication, is we're quite a long way down. But still, looking pretty good. Things are going our way. I figured out, I bet, why some of my subjects... Oops. What did I just hit? F1? Google Chrome help? Don't do that. Why some of my subjects aren't getting benefit from super tensiles. It's because you give them a certain portion of their production, they probably just don't produce any. Of course. That's what it'll be. So that makes a lot more sense now. Good. I'm happy I figured that out. Our first ever orbital ring. Cool. It's one of the kilo structures, which is like it's below mega. And obviously below Giga, but fun. And we have some pretty hefty super tensile materials backed up. We still have a bunch being consumed by Overlord subsidies, but I'm fixing that. We're going to cancel all those. And I'm not actually going to integrate these guys because as a Scholorum, we can't integrate them. And of course, they're our only Scholorum right now. So I want to keep them as level 2 Scholorum. I'm looking forward to getting to the top level so we can get some rare caches, which is good, and I'm enjoying the research speed and stuff bonuses from that because I believe we get a 10% from them. All-knowing level 2 is, I believe, what this is called. Not sure. But also, they get less military speed but more research speed. So yeah, and they're pretty loyal. All our subjects are pretty loyal. So all in all, it's looking pretty good. We've got a lot of people assigned here. They did indeed all assign 1, and in fact, we've of course assigned 2. So we're ticking positive, just about to start gaining experience. It's going well. The Fareen Mandate are a splendid species. We are gearing up to hopefully kill these guys. They've got 20,000 fleet power, which we are now approaching, and then we can get that relic world. So I'm going to start saving up influence now for that. Obviously, another 25 world's going to be fantastic. And then this world is going to be the first one I'm actually designing to have people automatically leave it. It has a pretty high planet capacity, but once it gets to like 30 pops, I'm going to leave them unemployed and put a transit hub over the top so they just get automatically sent out to other worlds. And in the future, when we take more worlds, we'll be making a choice, basically. If they're small, we'll be turning them into these kind of spawning pools, basically. Which should be fun. Oh ho, an opportunity presents itself. So the Republican Qassam systems just got subjugated by these guys. And it's a little bit of a weird system, but I mean, that was voluntary. There was no war. But even though it was voluntary, they want me to back them to get independence immediately. So, yeah, sure. I'll go to war with an inferior opponent to liberate these guys. And by liberate, I mean welcome them into my federation. Sure thing. They have the Solaran consciousness also on their side. They are stronger. They are stronger. But I bet we can make it work. I bet we can make it work. Let's do it. Because we've got a bunch of our guys joining, because it's the Federation. The question is, will these guys vote in favor? But I hope they will.
We have declared war.
Yes!
To safeguard our interests.
Okay, that's excellent news. So now we will all pile in. It's going to take us a while for our fleets to get there, but that's okay. I don't mind if these guys get beaten up at the beginning of the war. Let's all pile in. Let's bring the Navy, the ground forces up the rear. Nice. Oh, hang on, that's interesting. So, this has called in all of my subjects. Even the ones that aren't set to join my conflicts. Because they're in the Federation. That's broken. Oh, so we can go on defensive or none on Overlord conflicts and still get them all to come in. That's broken. That's. Well, I was about to say that'll get fixed, but actually that's from the previous DLC, right? But anyway, that's cool. That's good. So now we have a pretty clear objective, and we're going to get these guys, and these guys are powerful. They have an equivalent economy to us. So that's a lot of future subject taxes that we've just gained. Nice. Obviously, we have to win the war, so let's not count our chickens, but it's pretty good. I mean, you can literally, they were subjugated less than a month ago, and they've already declared independence again to back us. It is a bit odd how when you are a subject, you're much more willing to be subjugated by someone else, even if you willingly went into it. I feel like there should be some kind of cooldown on that. I suspect this system is this hive mind's precursor, because it seems really good with like lots of different minerals and stuff, but yoink, my precursor now. I love doing that. Okay, so in the previous series we had some problems with these wars, but it looks like actually this war is going to be pretty easy to win. All we have to do is get them to 50% war exhaustion and they'll surrender. We don't have to occupy anything or nothing. That's pretty good, and that makes sense, right? Because this is basically a rebellion. It's on the Overlord to put right the rebellion. It's not like the rebellion needs to occupy the Overlord's planets in order to become independent. Occupation and rulership is an active state, which requires maintenance. So that should be good. We also are starting to set up some mega logistics export wharfs on our subjects, which is fun. So we're going to get some more super tensile materials that way, which will be great for us. We also have the construction of the orbital ring well underway. How nearly done are you? Wrong one. 50% done. Cool, and we have the tech to put stuff on it as well. It seems like orbital rings are mostly good for raw mineral extraction, but I've never built one before, so once it's finished, we'll look into it. This, by the way, I think, no, I'm pretty sure, actually, is not from the mod. This is in vanilla, it's from the Overlord DLC, I believe. Damn, FDLs can't be just grateful. So there's a plague going on this planet, and I'm trying to help, because it's my only pre-FDL species that I have in my empire. So I really need them to not die, because they're the only thing giving me access to those powerful techs, the pre-FTL techs. But they think I'm demonic, which is not great. So we're doing our best to prevent this plague from killing the whole population. But yeah, the population now speaks of demons from the sky, which are yeah, it's not quite what I was going for. No. They all died. Every single one of them died. Damn it! We got 10,000 society research out of it, but that's really bad. I needed those observation insights. We have no other observations. See, it just went away. No. No. That's not good. How am I going to get another pre-FTL? Do you have any pre-FTLs? Who has pre-FTLs? I'm going to go to war with someone, basically, to get a pre-FTL species so we can watch them. But Yeah, it's not ideal. Not ideal. Look at this. The price of consumer goods on the galactic market is like nothing. That's amazing. I'm gonna buy a bunch for a while. How alloys? See, alloys are really expensive, but 2.5 energy for a consumer good? For context, to make a consumer good right now, it's costing me about what, 0.5 minerals? Okay, it's not as good a price as I thought. You're still paying like twice as much, but still, it's a pretty good price. So I'm gonna buy a bunch of those so we have a nice heavy stockpile of consumer goods for a while. Oh, we have the bile organism again, by the way. 3 playthroughs in a row. So that'll be good. Maybe I'll get a mod next time that lets you get all precursors. I do think that's kind of fun. Anyway, back to warring. And by warring, I mean sitting here and waiting for their stuff to go up while my troops move to the front. I'm really looking forward to having a hyperlane network spanning across here. It's going to be really good. And by hyperlane network, I mean... what are they called? Hyper relay. That's the one. Ooh, okay. War. The coalition of Clinstane have declared war. Oh, hello. What are you? Is this a rebellion? It is. It's an uprising. Okay. Consequently, we are now at war with them. They rose up on one of their 2 planets. Okay. So they're kind of hopelessly weak with 3,000 fleets. Well, I hope my allies can deal with them for me. These guys, perhaps? Because I really don't want to have to send a whole fleet over there to deal with them. I finally took the psionic perk, by the way. I really should have done this earlier. But oh well. There's psychors. Those are going to be helpful. Hey, the orbital ring is done. Nice. Look at that. Cool. Okay. It doesn't orbit, huh? Fair enough. Still, pretty cool. So we can put modules on it. We can put a habitation module, more districts. We can put... oh, and it costs influence to build that. We can put an orbital shipyard, which gives +1 shipyard capacity. We can put an orbital... okay, so these things are just... like, they make it into another station. And we've got an orbital sunlight redirector. Max generator districts, +1. Can only remove this module if the planet does not use regular districts. Okay, cool. So we're probably just going to use it for the districts. But I didn't realize it was also going to act as another starbase. Cool. This seems pretty bad, honestly. Weren't we getting a tech? I thought I got a tech that let me put things that would buff my my planet's output on the orbital ring. Is there some kind of decision? Let me look into that. Ah, okay. They're buildings. They go down here. Cool. That makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, cool. Well, we'll just use it to replace some of the space that we have on our starbase. Nice! Our very first mega structure. Good days. Let's build... well, so the question is, do I want to build more orbital rings? Or do I want to try and build some hyper relays? And I think the answer is definitely hyper relays. It's murder trying to fly all the way across our empire. So I think we'll start with a hyper relay in our capital and then go from there. Oh, weird. It gave me occupation of the guy that rebelled. That's bizarre. Do I want these planets? Do I want these pops? Could enslave them all. Hey, now we're talking. They have glacial preference, which is not good. But they have plus 50% habitability. Let's go. Oh, they're lithoids. Okay, sure. Sure, I'll take an extra 19 free pops. Yeah, welcome to chattel slavery and basic subsistence. Sorry about that. It's kind of mean, I know. Okay, yeah. Awesome. That's great. Plus some new star bases. I don't want that one. This planet, not great to live on. If you're us. Although there are 100% happiness, even at 30% faction approval. So maybe we do keep it going, just with them working all the... oh my god, AI, what are you doing? How... okay, I'm going to say something cruel, but I'm genuinely confused. I know the answer is hard. How hard is it to tell the AI that luxury residences are a nearly worthless building? Seriously, how challenging is communicating that to the AI? Because it doesn't, like, you know what I mean? It doesn't seem like it should be very hard. But the first three, like, they have all these... Okay, I mean, you could just build city districts. It's so much better. Anyway, yeah, I think I'm gonna keep this as a mineral world, basically. We'll just leave a very small number of our pops on the planet, and then we'll just have loads of slaves working loads of mining jobs, basically, unless there's some kind of local modifier on something else. No? Yeah, so we'll just put a bunch of mining jobs here, and then that can fuel my soon-to-be ramping up alloy production. Nice! Seems good. And as that war rages on, not entirely in our favour, we have been driven back, but our allies are cutting in, so we have some good odds still. We got to the second level of our federation. Nice. So now we get 50% more cohesion from assigned envoys, and we get spiritualist attraction from all our subjects going to be driving themselves spiritualist. Fantastic. Also, planetary capitals get +1 culture workers, and we get stronger voting on Divinity of Life resolutions. Nice. Very nice indeed. Should be good. And yeah, this war, I think we might be able to win. Yeah, so we're really close. We've been at like 5, 6, sometimes 7 in terms of how close we are. My troops are falling back because I need to go back and repair. But I think if we rally up... Yeah, I mean, we're up to 30,000. Yeah, go on, let's push like this. I think this will be sufficient. Because they have only 26,000 themselves, so... Especially if we can hold a star base. We'll give it a go. Hey, we just won? I'm not quite sure why. I guess their war exhaustion must have suddenly ticked up after an invasion of their capital or something. But GG, look at that. All of this. Not this bit. All of this now unified under our domain. Nice. These guys, by the way, have built a crazy number of those hyperlink things around their space, which is cool. We're going to get to doing that soon. But yeah, very nice indeed. We are. That's. I need a mod to make that less aggressive. They look so huge when you zoom out. Anyway, very good. Making great progress. Of course, we are going to lose leadership of the Federation at some point. We can delay it by going to 40 years. I don't think this has to be a. Yeah, it's just a majority vote, so we can make this pass immediately. That will temporarily hurt our cohesion, but that's okay. It's ticking back up nicely, and that will keep us in power for quite a while longer. Good stuff. Meanwhile, I finally got the gene clinics tech, so we're going up to level 2 gene clinics on every planet, which should be good. What we need is cloning. Or is cloning, maybe I've forgotten, is cloning part of the genetic ascension? I hope it isn't. Oh yeah, right. You can't see the genetic ascension anymore, but that would be annoying. I hadn't realized that, because that's like, I mean, there's a lot of pop growth that you miss out on without cloning. No, we can get cloning. I've checked. Cool, good. Alright, finally time for us to ascend. Boom, the Great Awakening. The veil has been lifted, which means that our pops now have the full-on psionic trait, which is nice, and all of our leaders will have, yes, the psychic trait. Nice. Very nice indeed. Hey, nice. The slave market has opened up. So I have a Gaia world here. Let's get these boys in here. Why are you only 70% on a freaking Gaia world? Ah, maybe because they're hive-minded? Won't they die if I bring them into my empire, since they're a hive mind? Anyway, I'm going to bring, yeah, anyone and everyone who wants to can come be a slave on this Gaia world. For sure. You're welcome, one and all, to the Gaia worlds. Seems good. We can... Oh crap, we're purging them. Right, they're machines. Doesn't purging people make others think you're horrible? Can I save you? Could I modify your... Can I stop you being a hive mind? Literally just paid 1,600 energy credits to kill that guy. Sorry about that. It's my bad. What a slip up. Oh well. Well, we got a couple of pops out of it at least, and we'll know for the future, I guess. Ooh hoo hoo. Time to reach into the shroud. It's been actually, I don't think I've reached into the shroud since before COVID. So it's been a while. Reach in. Reach into the shroud. Through the looking glass. We can feel it getting thinner and thinner under the pressure of our combined minds. Someone is watching us. Its presence radiates eldritch power, its unfathomable presence. It seeps through the cracks of our psyche. It barely notices us, watches us like we would a drop of condensation. It might let us in if only we could reach its inscrutable mind. Try to commune with it. We venture in alone, or what a terrible idea. Oh, we can get a commune immediately. A covenant, rather. Nice. Okay. Normally there's a choice between the 4 chaos gods. Okay, I wonder what this one gives us. Okay, so I looked into it. I thought this was from our origin, but it's actually just this is what always happens. It used to be you had to randomly roll it a bunch, but yeah, well, of course, we're going to try and form a covenant, naturally. And we're going to go with Slaanesh, I think. 6 months, and then we'll be able to do that. Ah, okay, right. I thought you got to choose which one. Patron is chosen based on its preferences. So can I re-roll? Because we do not want to get Whispers in the Void. It lowers our Unity. And I really like Unity gain, because we're trying to fill out, you know, every slot. So I think I'm going to try and look into it. I'd really like Slaanesh rather than Tzeentch. Okay, so I've read the statistics. We can exit it. We'll get a chance for another one. We actually have a really good chance of the person that shows up being Slaanesh. So we're just going to leave the Shroud and keep coming back until we get Slaanesh. But then there's a whole new system that I didn't know about. I don't know when this was added. Where you basically build up your affinity with a particular dark god. And then you get bonuses for it, which is cool. So we're going to just keep rolling until we get Slaanesh. Then we're going to get a bunch of extra resources from jobs. There's one that's funny. We're not going to do it because it's truly awful. But which is Nurgle. And if you go Nurgle, basically your species get randomly modified. Your psionic species get randomly modified. Why do these guys have... Okay, latent psionic on that one, but it's properly psionic here. Good. Yeah, they get completely randomly modified as the game goes on, which I find very funny. But yeah, obviously terrible, so we're not going to do that. These guys have rebelled against us. That's annoying, but we happen to have fleets right here because we're going to go and get that that relic world up in the north. So you guys are in trouble. How many of you are there on this planet? 41 pops. So this is their former capital. Yeah, okay. I don't know what's causing these uprisings. I think my vassals are just so bad at managing their planets that they're getting like horrendous unrest, basically. Also, look at this. We're in the process of building out our interstellar highway. Exciting times. But yeah, every time they rise up, I'm just going to say like, well, you don't like being vassals outside of my empire? That's fine. Welcome to being slaves inside the empire. Works for me. So the way I'm handling this rebellion is basically like, here's, you know, we conquer the world. We grab the pop. We move the, how many was it? 36 pop off that planet onto various other places where we're now going to prepare work for them. And then we just give it back. And then hopefully they resettle it for us, it rebels again, and we take the pop again. This seems like a really, really good way to increase the pops in our empire. But there we go. Problem solved. You're welcome. And I think we do have to rebuild our holding on this planet. Yeah, not surprising. Okay, cool. But yeah, I mean, we just gained 35, 36 pops. That's insane. We left one on the planet when we sold it back to them, so we didn't have to pay the 200 influence for abandoning the planet. But now, suddenly, this mineral world is fully staffed with workers, with space for more. And the capital has some people to fill out these slots, so I can just keep spamming more and more scientists. You know, we still have some our people being technicians down here. That won't do. We need them to be scientists. And, you know, this generator world is suddenly full of people to work it. Oh, baby. I mean, you didn't hear it from me, but slavery has some economic benefits in Stellaris. I'm going to be specific with that one. Okay, moving swiftly on. We're going to get this relic world. I think the time has come for our ecology project. So I'm going to get that started, which will be good. we're going to, I think I know, well, actually, yeah, damn, that's actually a mistake. I think I know where it would be good to use this, but I've already just done something else there. But yeah, I mean, Transcendent Learning, it's probably not that good. I do like Consecrated Worlds. I know Consecrated Worlds is bad, but I like it anyway. I like, because we can get a huge amount of spiritual aesthetics attraction and stuff, and unity generation. I mean, actually, you know, I might go Concentrated Worlds, because what you do is you just find 3 tiny worlds, you terraform them to Gaias, you consecrate them, and you get like 30% more unity. But no, we're going to go Arcology Project. It's been a long time since I did any Arcologies, so we'll do that. Okay, and I didn't know this. Planetary Diversity actually adds other types of Arcology projects, which is pretty cool. So we're definitely going to do a normal archaeology project first, but a eco-archaeology and a fortress archaeology later definitely sound fun. Now, what I'm going to learn by saving before I try this is, can I cancel Val life seeding? Because this is a 25 size world, so I'd like to make this our archaeology. We could, of course, do our capital, but the thing is it's already super habitable, which means it already has 5% pop growth speed. On it, although I mean it is size 35. Maybe this is what I should make. Well, maybe this is what I should put the bar life seeding. Honestly, yeah, that's what I should do. Then we can put more different slaves on our capital. Well, I'm going back and forth. 35 size archaeology just seems kind of hilariously awesome, so I think that's what I'm gonna do. In which case, I will go ahead and make this one. A Gaia world, as I was originally intending. We need a new sector, by the way. Sure, level up faster. But yeah, let's make our capital a archaeology. Oh no, because that'll turn off all my energy production. We have got a lot of energy production on the capital right now. Okay, maybe this place. It's only size 20. But it's already got a lot of unity and not a lot of, yeah, we're just doing, this is the industrial world. This makes sense as a first archaeology. So we have to fill it with city districts or industrial districts. Fine. Or we will just spam out a bunch of industrial districts. And we're going to turn this one into our very first archaeology. Saju is going to be our first archaeology. Look at it. It's beautiful. It's going to be our alloy hub, and it being here, like tucked away behind our systems, very safe place to keep our fleets well alloyed up from, I think. Oh my god, some AI is selling so much food to the galactic market. It's insane. It costs 0.5 energy to buy food. That is insane. And while this has popped up, while I happen to be on screen, while it happens to be I happen to be recording, why is there a delay between when I can click these buttons? It makes this take so needlessly longer. I wonder if there's a mod that gets rid of that. That would be good. Alright, here we are. Defended to the last. Some kind of guardian force. Let's just hang out over here for a second. Oh, the game is chugging slightly when we have this many ships in system.
Attacking enemy vessels.
Alright, but we should have no trouble now that we've built up our fleet. Ooh, they're taking out a lot more of me than I'd like. Hopefully most of those were disengages. Wowza. That was a little painful. But we made it through. We made it through. Let's real quick do a little reinforced fleet sweep, because I don't want any AI getting any funny ideas just when I've done that. Alright, so we've got our scientists already nearby, so we can survey it and make sure we are the ones to build it. It's going to cost, yes, okay, we do have enough influence. We stored up tons just to make absolutely certain, because I really want this 25 size world. It's a relic world. Can all relic worlds be restored? Yes. Okay, so we can restore these without the... we could actually restore it without the tech for the archaeology thing. We could have done it. We've done it without, just done this one and that one. Then we'd have 2 archaeologies. Maybe that would have been smarter, but it's not the end of the world. And this one I may not want to restore, because right now we're just using it as a massive generator district plate and science place. So we'll see. We'll see. Oh, nice. we got psionic shields. We ventured deep. It unhinged their minds. Breaching the shield taught us how to generate a similar force field. We got psionic shields, baby. Hell yeah. That's awesome. Very nice. Excuse me? Oh, tech option gained. We didn't just gain the tech. Okay, okay, good. I thought it was bugged out. It was going to deny me my sonic shields then. Ooh, cool. Okay. It used to be one giant military fortress. When I was reading about, yeah, 900 influence. I'm glad we saved it up. When I was reading about why there were different types of arcology, this is a planet that you can only turn into one particular type of arcology, which gives you, ooh, it also gives some 15% science output. Nice. Ooh, and some crystal mines and extraction wells and things. This list is great. But yeah, lots of ruined arcology. But you can turn it into a fortress world, which produces stupendous numbers of soldier jobs. So that'll be fun. We can have our, you know, our northern hold. Yes, that's a great name, actually. Here you go. I've got my, oh, and I have my colony ship somewhere here. Where is it? Here it is. It's on its way. It's on its way. Good. Yeah, we'll call this like the Northern Reach or something. Once we occupy it. Sounds good. Sounds like that'll be a fantastic bastion against any potential invasions from the commonality up here, one of our rivals. Are they... yeah, they're still equivalent. Let's insult them. Yeah, I need a good bastion against them, and potentially even against when these disinterested gamers become problematic later. Nice. Our first foothold in the far side of the galaxy, given that we're technically next to them because of this shroud tunnel. These guys here, who are pretty weak, they only have a couple of... well, they've got a few worlds over here, but they're prepared to become a vassal, which is nice. So we're going to grab that real quick. In fact, okay, they were not a vassal, a protectorate. We will unify sensors. They're not willing to do too much. A little bit of this. Yeah. Okay. Looks good. Welcome to the fold. Nice. That's very good. And as soon as they're in, should probably improve relations with them. These guys are pretty cheerful these days. Who doesn't need to be improved with? You don't need 3 people improving relations with you. Let's send one of those guys over. Nice. Now we have a foothold in the far side of the galaxy as well. Excellent. Very good news. So I found a funny trick. I misclicked and made these guys domestic servants rather than chattel servants. So I've just made an entirely new species, which I will now modify them into in 1 month, which happens to be in chattel slavery, to get around the timer that you have to wait to be allowed to change things. It's a good trick. Good trick. So I was thinking about this game in the bath, as one does, and I think we're too strong. If we look at the list of people, we've got 3 people who are equivalent to us, and one of them is in the Blessed Communion, and I've managed to change the law so it's a spiritual conclave challenge, meaning I'm pretty sure we would win that every time, because they're, you know, a hive mind, and this is partly based on the proportion of the population working as priests. So, I think it's a bit too easy, but don't worry, I'm not ending the series. Obviously, you know, fighting these guys is still going to be difficult, but our economy is now officially equivalent to some of them. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to edit the save and raise the difficulty to Grand Admiral, which is 2 levels up, which will essentially make all of the AI, including these guys, I believe, about 33% stronger. They'll go from 150% of my output to 200%. So I'm going to go and do that. I've saved, in case I managed to mess it up. But Solaris save editing is pretty easy. Yeah, so I'm going to go and do that, and then we're going to come back, and hopefully that'll make the game a bit more challenging going forwards. Obviously, you know, this is all very cocky of me, because there's a Turnham in here who's going to be completely insane to fight. But we'll see. We'll see how I do on Grand Admiral. And I think all future series I'm going to start on Grand Admiral. Why mod a save file when there are genius modders who have done it for you? And you can now download this mod, go to Edicts, Dynamic Difficulty, which is the name of the mod. We go to Predefined Difficulty, and we can go straight to Grand Admiral. Nice. And then also, if we go to Difficulty Customization, no, sorry, we go to Options, we can see that this, we're going to have deactivate player vassal full AI bonus, meaning that our vassals are going to have none of the benefits of being an AI. They won't get the production bonuses, which is good because that means basically, yes, I can expand out and subjugate more people, but they will rapidly fall behind once we do that. They'll rapidly start to lose stuff. So Grand Admiral, I'm feeling good about more challenge in the game coming up, which is good. We've also finally got that living metal, by the way, which means that we should be able to do a living metal edict, I think. Ooh, sight beyond sight. That's cool. We can use our Zro for that. I bought some Zro on the international market for like 50,000, by the way. What's this? Shield regen for cash. Cool. Which is going to let me... What am I trying to say? It's going to let me delve into the Shroud and try and get Slanesh this time rather than Zeech. We will see. We will see. But yes, high difficulty, more challenge, ramping things up a bit. Good stuff. We need to make a change in our empire. We need to make a big change. Right now, we're struggling. We're struggling on pop growth, and hence we're struggling to scale our economy. I think what we need to do is accept the fact that, yes, okay, maybe other species should be allowed to do something other than be chattel slaves. I know, it's controversial, but I think we are going to go up to indentured servitude. So they're going to get 10% more happiness, 10% less output, and 50% more political power. But the thing is, even if I go to... And it means they can work specialist jobs is the main thing. So if we move these guys to this, then Joy is the world that I was preparing for... wasn't it? No? Right, I'm going to do it for all of them, so I might as well just do it for these guys. If you set your rights... Well, let's do it before and after. So before, political power 1.875. And then if we move it to... Oh yeah, 1.875 and stability on this world, 88%, 93% happiness. Okay? So now we go in here and we say, okay, indentured servitude. Oh, I've recently changed this. Can't change it for 5 years. That's unacceptable. New template. I'm just going to add... I'm going to take away a space in the name. And then I'm going to apply this template to all of them. Then research that. Okay, species modified. Now we go in here, we set rights, we go indentured servitude. We delete the other template. Now we see... Well, 88... Okay, so 88 goes to 84, 93 goes to 90. So it's not that bad, especially because now they're no longer chattel slaves. They're actually a lot happier. We obviously do have a lot of stuff that's helping them here. You know, they're on a Gaia world, all that stuff. We could also have them go up from basic subsistence, potentially. Though we are still hurting on consumer goods. Let's see how much of a difference that makes. So I'm going to go through all my species. I'm going to set them all to this. And this is going to mean that on a lot of these worlds... I think actually I can do it now. No? Oh, this is new, but these are new bar. Alright, right. Okay, gonna have to do the same thing for them. Where was I looking before? Here. So if I do this... No? Why are they not promoting? We have available jobs. What if I make you unemployed? That's weird. Why is it not promoting these guys? You're indentured servitude. You're allowed to work specialist jobs. But slaves can work. Maybe I need a monthly tick?
Construction complete.
For them to be like, oh, right, yeah, I can be a specialist. Because Pop's supposed to take time to demote, but promote instantly. I'm not sure why that's not working. Let's try with these guys. And yeah, I'm tempted to go to decent conditions. It's only 0.05 per slave. I mean, that's like 3 consumer goods for the whole empire. That's completely fine. Let's go up to decent conditions. Because this means when they're specialists, they'll get plus 5%, and they won't get the negative 20. Or rather 10, because they don't count as workers, they count as slaves, right? You guys, same deal. Oh, well, you can't because I changed it recently. No, because they're chattel. Okay. So now here... Why are you not promoting, dudes? Let me Google. They're serviles. These two happen to be serviles, meaning they're not capable of working ruler or specialist jobs. How did they get the serviles trait? Aren't they the main... Aren't these guys the main species of this empire? Surely your pops aren't like all serviles. They are. What? What? No wonder they had a rebellion. This whole population is serviles. That's so funny. How did that happen? No wonder they're falling apart. And then the same down here. Okay. That makes all kinds of sense. Okay. But we do have some species. Like you guys are not serviles. And you guys are not serviles. And we can buy more on the slave market, which I need to remember. I wish there was a notification for like people are available on the slave market. That would be helpful. Where do I want him? Sure, go here. Oh, yeah, and you're good too. Come here. You're gonna work in an alloy factory, my man. Yeah, I wish there was a better way of knowing about that. About when there are people available. But the fact they're serviles makes sense because I understand why these guys are not able to work these jobs now. Okay. Good. That makes sense. Weirdly, it says this job can only be worked by free pops, but it's just lying. I don't know why it says that when it's clearly not true, but oh well, not a big deal. So I've decided that we need more pops, and we need more pops that don't have the servile trait. So these boys, I didn't actually check. It'd be pretty funny if they had it as well. Okay, they definitely don't. So these guys have various different pops living in their empire. What I think I'm going to do is integrate them. And then I'm going to use various of these worlds around here. Oh, there's a Gaia world here. That's probably a holy world, if I had to guess. Do holy worlds always have isolated valley? Are you holy? Oh no, you're not a fallen empire. Okay, it's probably not a holy world then. Anyway, we're going to ooh, minor artifacts. Anyway, we're going to annex these guys, and the big reason that makes it these guys rather than someone else is this system. As you can see, there is a population here. What level are they at? They're late medieval, they're low awareness. They are having some stellar culture shock. So yeah, we're going to integrate these guys, which will be a shame in some ways because, I mean, they're already paying us, what, 600 energy a month? I mean, this is a huge portion of our energy income that's coming from these guys. Genuinely a massive quantity of it. But that's okay. We'll integrate them, we'll enslave them, and then we can distribute them throughout our worlds, and we can finally start kicking our alloy economy into gear. Plus, we'll be able to get the new techs from having an observation post of our very own. So in order to do that, we're going to have to negotiate an agreement where integration is permitted. And right now, they are at +6 loyalty. So if we negotiate an agreement where integration is permitted, it should actually remain positive. Just to make sure it does, though, and to kind of give myself a taste of what it's going to be like, I'm going to reduce the amount that they're giving me slightly. But you know what? Temporarily... Well, hang on. This cost me 286. If I don't change this, it costs me less? No. So actually, to make it cost me less influence, I'm going to change these and get rid of my holdings. Well, no, because my holdings are generating loyalty anyway. Well, but I mean, it costs me less influence. Yeah, so we're just going to take a bunch of stuff away so that it takes less influence to make the change. Of course, we've got to remember we're going to make them a vassal as well. No holdings, unified sensors, 280 still. Right, because we should be like this. 360. 180. 66. Okay. I don't quite understand. Oh, because we're not here. Right. What about this? 191. 66 if I put them onto subject contracts. Okay. What about this? Or this? Okay, there we go. Just 66. So they're going to be a vassal. And then once that kicks in, we'll see it change in a moment. Good. What's that? Subject status changed. Yes. Due to their advanced technology. It was not due to their advanced technology. And we can integrate them immediately. Nice. Okay, so I'll begin integrating them. Their loyalty is still positive. Good. And then we can enslave them and finally get some more pops working our worlds. I've been enjoying having all these subjects. What I think I might do is release them again. Like move almost all their pops to my worlds. But then release them again in like one section or something. Or maybe as several subjects. I haven't yet decided how exactly I'm going to handle that. But basically we just need... I mean, if you look at the job count, if we go to the resettle list, look how many jobs I have on my worlds. We have to fill these with people. And the way I'm going to do that is integrating some of these subjects. And then the other way I'm going to do that is by stealing some of this guy's population. That's my plan. And the way we're going to do that, I could just straight up vassalize him. He's got 2 people coming in with him. Yeah, I could just... But this guy's quite strong, isn't he? Yeah, inferior rather than anything else. And remember, the AI just recently had their buffs increased, so they're all going to be gearing up. There's a station here, but that's not gonna hold very long, is it? Okay, I don't think I can go to war with this guy until we're ready to fight a war on 2 fronts, which basically means I have to finish my hyperlane gate network, which we're currently building all the way up here. I don't think I've tested, actually. What is the fastest way to this province? Yeah, it is that way. That is the way I was intending to build the hyperlanes. Cool. Well, who could we go to war with to steal pops from? The other options would be this guy. But he's on the stronger side. He's currently superior, and we just buffed him. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we try and integrate... Or maybe this... Okay, yeah, here we go. This guy must have a bunch of pops. Can we see? Yeah, he's got 54 pops here and 27 pops here. Okay, and please tell me they're not all subservient as well. No, good. I'm going to claim these systems and then take them directly rather than vassalizing them like I have their previous Federation members, and then we can enslave all those. That's like another 70 pops. It's a huge increase. Okay, awesome. That's the plan. Get to it. Another thing we can do to try and help with our slave populations is make thrall worlds. Must have the unspoiled by building and district development. Oh yeah, right. I forgot about that part. Okay, so we have to like temporarily destroy this world, and then we can do it. Okay. Then if we take away these. Then we can do it, right? Yeah, okay, so you create a thrall world. Free pops can no longer grow on the planet. Disables the construction of city districts and most buildings on the planet. Allows the construction of slave huts. Okay, so now you can't build industrial or city districts, but I can still build mining districts. Oh, and I can upgrade this, okay, to governor's estates. Oh, that's new, okay. Upkeep from resource producing pops up, but resources from pops up. Okay. And then we have, yeah, a bunch of unemployed specialists. So what buildings can I put on here for specialists still? Ooh, not many. Okay. But we can have mineral purification plants, slave processing facilities still. What jobs can I do for my guys? That probably shouldn't be able to be here. That's just because it's modded in. I guess I could put some soldiers on to provide unity in a pinch. But, I mean, it's already looking kind of okay. And then slave huts produce housing. We can have strongholds, which produce just naval capacity, obviously. Still have naval officers. So how do we produce amenities? Ooh, look at this. 50% happiness. Wow. Okay, so amenities doesn't really matter. These people are happy as heck. Okay, so we just produce... I mean, sure, let's do the governor's estates, and then mineral purification, and then a bunch of these things. And then we need to pick one of these species that we want to allow to procreate. So... preferably this one, I think. They're not great by any stretch, but they're not in many places. So we will put them on no population controls. Where was it we did this? Here it is. No, it's not there. It's... here? Yeah. Okay, it was this one. Just So we can put mining districts on. And we get this plus 50% pop growth speed. So this pop will stop growing in a second, I think, is how this will work. The end of the month, I assume. Or more traits. Okay, so then they stop growing. There are no pops growing. Oh, did it? Okay, so these guys are all... Oh, that's how you make amenities. Okay, these are all toilers. They make amenities. Okay, cool. And these guys, I'll just resettle. Although, I mean, it might get pretty unstable if I resettle people off, but I'll just send them all to go and do research, I guess. Or, no, let's do minerals. They're all working priest jobs. I need to reduce the number of priests on this place. Okay, so Joy, the wonderfully named Joy, now, so, I mean, still very stable, just because the slaves are actually pretty happy. But it looks like a lot of the slaves got automatically moved off-world, annoyingly. But that's okay. Once we have the jobs, I'll just move them back. And then they should start growing. These guys, right? Overcrowding is preventing future prop growth. Ah, yes. Okay, so we'll need to make some of these slave huts. Although the mining districts will also add a bunch of housing. Yeah, so do this last. Get me the mining districts done. Cool. And now we have a place that will grow new slaves that we can resettle to other planets. Although if I resell them to other planets, they'll start breeding on the other planets. We might have to do forced growth on the other planets, which does mean we lose 10% growth. But if we have a couple of those thrall worlds set up to grow slave pops in large numbers, I think that'll be a very good idea. Okay, so since we spent all that money on Zro, now... Oh, okay, we get to choose. Nice. Okay. We have one that reeks of flesh unbound, one that screams of emptiness insatiable, one that whispers of longing and possession, and one that tastes like broken trust. I like that they even kept the colors like more or less the same. Anyway, we're going with one that whispers of longing and possession. And we have to attempt to communicate with them. A presence here occupying a large part of the shroud. It's met spirits before. This is something else, something ancient. Perhaps it's sleeping. Attempt to communicate. We reach out, we feel it stirring. Does not seem to appreciate it. We have no choice but to withdraw. Damn! So now to do that again, we're going to have to either find some Zero or buy some more. It's going to cost us 25,000 big ones to get that done. Damn. Well, let's start selling all this excess food. But, yeah, we're going to need to make some more money before we can go back to the Shroud. Shame. Okay, so I made a mistake. I had no idea that the benefits you get from this only apply if there's a hyper relay network to your capital. You know how I didn't know that? It doesn't freaking say! It doesn't say it anywhere. As far as I could tell. Like, it definitely doesn't say it here. But, yeah. Surely you also get the previous ones. Like, unlocked, but it says inactive. This replaces effect from previous tiers. Oh, okay. So, wait, really? Maybe it means this replaces this. Like, yeah, that replaced by that, replaced by that, surely. Surely I also still get these. Yeah, perk kept even if you keep. Okay, so we're getting 10% more science now. And within our relay network, we get 10% research output. That's really good. I was wondering why we weren't getting those cache things that it was talking about. Okay, well, we urgently need to connect our relay network. Oh, right, everyone else has slipped back to Protectorate because they're so dumb. Fair enough. Well, it's a good thing we have these guys, and we're definitely not going to integrate them while they remain a good good little Scalorum for us. But that's good to know. Good to know. You have to connect your hypernetwork to their capital. And they're building it in their territory right now, which is good, as are these guys. Which is very good. That's going to save me some time. But yeah, good to know. Alright, there's Eternum. There's our late game boss, probably. We can't really see much about them yet, but I'm concerned. I think what we should do is try and take some of these systems that connect to the hyperlanes, and then we can put sensor stations on them and hopefully get some intel on just how big the threat that lies in here is. For context, I mean, they're like significantly more powerful than Fallen Empires. And this Fallen Empire has, what, 270,000 here, and their main fleet is 1.12 million. And they're meant to be significantly stronger than that, so it's going to be a risk. Ooh, high probability of success this time. Oh, for God's sake. Didn't work, I don't think. Unless this is the right... Maybe this is progress, I don't know. But our scientist died, tragically. One of the important ones, no less. We have such garbage level leaders. I need to try and do something about that. Lots of double shroud touched people though. That's pretty cool. Anyway, still trying to get Slaaneish's attention. Nice. First Echinopolis encased. Marvelous. Our consumer goods production shall be increased. What have we got here? 20% resources patrols, 15% pop grade speed. Oh. Oh. Delightful. Delightful. Still got plenty of room for artificers on here. Room that we should, pretty shortly, be able to fill. This is where it begins. Megastructure engineering is now being unlocked. And as you may be able to tell from the timbre of my voice, it's time for me to go to bed. It's going well though. We just incorporated these guys, which was like there's like, I don't know, roughly how many pops did we get? Probably 40, 110, a lot. We got a lot of pops, including 26 robots who are not long for this world. I'm resettling them around, trying to designate some. What we're going to do, I'm actually not going to abandon any of these worlds. We're going to turn them into spawning pools. The problem is our empire size is kind of cranking. Like, we need another Unity world, but I'm going to turn some of them into basically spawning pools. So meet Grow Station 1 and 2. They are leisure stations, leisure stations, and all you do is you come onto these stations, you breed, and then people get kicked off the stations automatically into my other worlds that need people relocating to them, basically. And thus we will gain about 4.8 growth per station. That's the plan. Okay, so once again, you hear this voice, Stellaris, man. So, we have finished integrating the new subject. As you can see, we have a few new worlds, and I've reordered the list here. We have Droit, which is going to be an Alloys industry planet. We have Portals, which is going to be an Alloys industry planet, but it's also going to turn a lot of those alloys into mega construction components. Then we have Darpos, the same. We have Juice. No, Juice we already had. Kilsame we already had. And then we have these three new planets. So, well, not new, but they're all the same. So these are all Thrall worlds. We're going to put lots of slave huts on them. And then basically we're going to periodically come in and just relocate all of people who are thralls on these worlds. They have a crazy growth rate because of Thrall world. We have just a couple of our politicians on here. We're also going to put down some... These are the worlds that we're going to do all of our refining on. Like making moat harvesting traps. Oh, okay. No, interesting. Now I look. Actually, I can't do that. So I can do moat harvesting here, but I can't do the other kinds of refining. Okay, never mind. We'll still need refining worlds. I was planning on covering these in, like, having all the rest of the jobs be that. I guess the grow worlds will do that. That's fine. So the grow worlds are, the idea behind them is they have a population. These are the smaller worlds, basically, kind of 18 and down. And these worlds are going to have all of my refining on them, and they'll be specced into the refining once I bother getting around to that. And they should have ancient refineries, and then basically they'll have a certain number of jobs. But these buildings don't provide very many jobs. So what I think I'll do is I'll put as many refineries down as I need to meet my current needs, and then once those refiners are full, and we have all these jobs being worked on the planet, then we will kick people off these planets, basically. So once unemployment starts growing on these worlds, it'll be automatically moved. The workers that are born will automatically move to other planets, which will be good. And then we'll have that. Basically, we have what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have 11 growing planets. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And 11 non-growing planets. So we should be able to more than double our pop growth speed on our core worlds. The other thing this will mean is that I'm probably going to get rid of the medical workers on my core worlds once it gets to the point where we can no longer raise their planetary capacity. So pop growth is partly based on that logistical growth modifier. So you get 1.5 times pop growth if the population here is half the planetary capacity. And the tooltip placement for the planetary capacity is really annoying because you have to kind of read the pop through the tooltip. So the idea is when our worlds get to the point where they're getting diminishing returns, which is why I've put down so many housing buildings on lots of our planets. That's to try and keep the planetary capacity really high, because the planetary capacity is the number of districts it can support plus the total amount of housing. So we're putting down all these buildings to try and keep the pops growing. So you can see both grows 3 plus 1.5 from pops. But if you look at something like Found, where there's a planetary capacity of 99 and only a pop capacity of 66, we can see that we're getting, okay, also plus 1.5 from pops. That's not what I expected. Maybe if I let a month tick go. That was the demo effect hitting me right there. I mean, 66 is definitely... That's weird. Are there any with even smaller... Okay, here we go. 76. 1.5 from pops. That's right. Where's almost full? Here we go. This place is almost full. There we go. Okay, maybe it's up to 2/3. I don't know. But yeah, here you can see we're getting 0.29 from pops. So there's not really much point having medical workers here versus in other places, because those 20% extra they're giving us is not nearly as effective. We are also still doing forced growth on our worlds. I'm tempted to turn that off. But, I mean, having 10% less pops grown on our core worlds, but having those pops be our species is pretty good, because obviously we're psionic. Worth bearing in mind, by the way, these guys that we just integrated, also psionic, which is pretty nice. But is it that big of a deal if it's... Well, no, I mean, okay, we should keep forcing growth, because we have rapid breeders, meaning even when we're forcing it to be us, our rapid breeding completely outweighs the forced growth debuff. Cool, good. Good. So that's the plan. As you can see, the empire size has massively increased. We imposed on ourselves, by doing this integration, approximately 35%, not modifier, but 35% total increase in the cost of our Unity traditions, and about the same on the cost. Well, no, I guess about 15% on the cost of our tech. So we need way more Unity production. Is one of the difficulties now that we've integrated all this area. So first I'm going to focus on getting some bang-in super tensiles. Don't worry about the consumed 7,000 sector minus 7,000. That's a bug that pops up occasionally. It doesn't actually affect the production rate that we're getting here. You can see we're doing 12 projects at 0.19 speed each, which is all of these many construction ships building hyperlane relays around the place. But yeah, it's all going pretty well. The AI bonuses, I'm beginning to need to see them a bit. I guess it hasn't calculated these guys' strength right now. That's weird. But yeah, many of these guys are pretty strong. They're still equivalent. I think these guys here... Oh, they've come down to equivalent. Okay, nice. Yeah, the gaining of all this space, and all these planets has definitely made people weaker compared to us. Our fleet strength just went up tremendously. But obviously the way it's going to push us behind on tech is not good. And of course, the final boss is here, Eternum, so there's no such thing as it being too easy, because Eternum is the real threat. And we're barreling towards the mid-game, so we might get Marauders and things like that, which would be interesting. And we can see that this whole area is pretty unified up now. Who's that under? You are... Right, yeah, it's this guy. So they're pathetic, but they have all these subjects. And they're all Vassal, Prospectorum, Prospectorum, Scholarum, Scholarum. And they're one of them's currently rebelling. But they've got all of this area is unified under one AI. So if it feels like I'm expanding a lot, so's the AI. So that could be potentially challenging. All of that area, that is hefty. That's hefty. Got to make sure... there's going to be like basically no one else left, because then there's these three big guys up here, then there's these two, and that's it. Like, that's basically the galaxy. It's just this guy left to play for. So we should probably try and subjugate him, honestly. Yeah, we should work on that. Cool. Oh yes, and we also have grow stations, which have exactly the same logic, where we're going to have medical workers, no enforcers, one culture worker. I should bring in a high priest and politician, although they're actually just growing on their own, interestingly. I guess that's from immigration. No, not from immigration. Anyway, so we're just going to have like a couple of worlds here, and then potentially, again, chemical plants if we need to. We might also put down... Yeah, we should do this, actually. I'm going to put down like a high priest... a Citadel of Faith. Like one Citadel of Faith and one Unity building on each of these buildings. Because, yes, I think it will still be more efficient. Because let's look at Badlands, for example. The Badlands production of... No, that's a bad example, because it's meant to produce Unity, but it basically isn't at the moment. Who told you were meant to produce Unity? You're just you're purely a commercial goods right now. If we look at one that's actually producing Unity, here we go. So this place has got 30 priests, and each priest is outputting 17 Unity, right? That's pretty good. And their high priests are outputting 24 Unity. Again, pretty good. But if we go here and we throw down a high priest, let me bring one in. Congratulations, priest, you are promoted. And we prioritize high priests. We're producing 17 here, right? And that's before we get the bonuses. Meaning, if we compare that to one of the priests on the home world, these guys are producing 18.6 with the bonuses, with all the bonuses of the home world. So that's a bad example. Melt. These guys are producing 17.6, right? 17.6 versus 17.19, and that's before we apply a 15% output bonus and a... wherever it's gone. Where's the... Oh, well, I guess I can just check the one on Melt. And a 15% bonus here. So after those two bonuses, what I'm saying in a very roundabout way is, I don't know if high priests... I don't know if this actually boosts priest output, to be fair, but what I'm saying is basically it's better to have someone working as a high priest in a less specialized world than as a priest in a specialized world, I think. So we're going to have high temples on all of these grow worlds. The other effect that will have is causing all of the slaves to conform to our ethics, which will make them happier. So that'll be good. Cool. So we're going to have, yeah, a bunch of... These places are basically refineries with temples to keep everyone in line. And then once they get needlessly high population, it gets moved on to our other planets to work the fires of industry, basically. That's the plan. Megastructure eyes also, I'm going to start putting orbital rings around everything. We can't put one around archive. I think I started putting one around one of my industrial ones, didn't I? Where is it? No, I didn't. It cost too much influence. I remember. I needed to make thrall rails with the influence. But yeah, we're going to put orbital rings around everything, which will be good. Should put us in a strong position. Cool. It's the second I have mega structure tech, 4 of them show up. We call this the old switcheroo. So I just kicked these guys out of the Federation. Welcome back to the Federation, buds. As a subject this time. We managed to eclipse these guys to such an extent that they're willing to do this. Nice. Look at that. Back in the Federation. All 599 pops of them. Jesus. All back in the Federation. Nice. Now, a research agreement. Make them happy. Sure. And then we're still improving relations with them with a bunch. Their loyalty is trending up. Heck yeah. Okay, which makes me now the only non-subject member of the Federation again. Nice. I know I said we were going to take this one to the end game, but I think I'm going to call this one here. Let's do a tour of the galaxy, tour of our worlds, but I think I'm going to start again. I'm going to start again another campaign, because firstly, performance is getting pretty slow, and secondly, unfortunately, even having switched them onto Grand Admiral, every AI is inferior, and more specifically, their tech level is pathetic compared to ours. In their defense, I do have one planet outputting 4,000 research, and another like 3,000 from my capital, and another 1,500 here. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. But I'm gonna do a tour of the world, and then we're gonna call this campaign. I'm gonna try a new one. And one way I think I can make it more challenging is the next one's definitely gonna be I think I'm gonna play a hive mind, who are typically weaker than the normal Sapient pop types. So, the Fareen Mandate and her many subjects are of course part of the Blessed Communion. We got up to the 3rd level on cohesion there. We have the Hive, formerly one of our worrisome enemies, is now a loyal servant beneath us. All our servants are 100% loyal. We have 1 tier 2 Scolorum, 1 tier 3 Scolorum, which is pretty good. We have our grow stations, and these ones that are going to be concentrated just as were going to be consecrated just as soon as we got the Baal life seeding project done twice more, so they could both be Gaia worlds to guarantee that we got a maximally holy consecrated world. We have a fleet power that's pretty darn good. In terms of the Galactic Senate, we now have overwhelmingly the most fleet power, mostly from pops and technology. I mean, if you look, 37,000 technology. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Our technology is 4 times the next person. We can't really play in that environment. I have an idea though, which I won't spoil, for the next campaign, of how we can make the next campaign work, even if the galaxy is weaker than us. I think it will still be fun to do the next campaign the way that I'm planning on doing it. To go over our worlds, we have our capital, the glorious Eustia, with its 560 unity production and about 1.7 thousand influence production, stacking the Research Institute and the Unorthodox Think Tank to really crank on it, and the Archive Link Node, Citadel of Faith, all that good stuff. Then we have the Northhold, our new penal colony, which is why there's so little crime on our many worlds. We have the Found, which is a relic world producing 730 credits, a bunch of research as well. Then we have the Archive with 81 pops, almost all of whom are researchers doing a lot of research. And I was steadily shifting over, fully upgrading these research labs. We could fit, like we could make this world produce, it's a size 10 planet, I remind you. We could make this world produce probably 10,000 research alone. Then we had this, which is going to be a alloy industry world. We had our Echinopolis foundry, which I switched over to foundry because we were building some arcologies, some foundry arcologies rather than factories, because we had like enough consumer goods production. Then we had Melt, which is another alloy foundry, but with a lot of unity production, 1,000 unity production coming out of there. We had this, which was cranking out our super tensile materials, I think one thing I'm going to do in my next campaign is go harder on super tensile materials earlier, so we can get more mega structures built. This one, another super tensile material hub. This one was unity and energy production, which takes us to our thrall worlds. Sorry, this is just a mining planet and also some refining. But then we had 3 thrall worlds who were just growing all of our slaves for us. Those were pretty good. Then we had our other grow worlds, which never really actually bore any pops. We founded a bunch of more recently. Never actually really bore any pops for the rest of the empire because I didn't have time. And then the grow stations. Pretty good. We have a, as you can see, a hyperlane network which stretches from here all the way around to here, and it also connects all the way up to here, as well as with a few little jumps currently being built all the way over there and there, as well as up to here. So it's loads and loads of ability for us to move super quickly. If you want to go from this starbase, which is being built up into a new shipyard, all the way over to, for example, here, it's only going to take a year to span the entire width of our empire. Very nice. Resource production, obviously, pretty good. We can afford to buy tons of extra alloys just to enhance that. Final traditions. We're just doing politics. We never actually used any of the extra slots that we'd modded in, because our empire size did start getting wildly out of control. But yeah, finally just got master builders, so we could crank out mega structures. The Sonic Ascension was fun. Never did manage to get that contract with Slanesh, which is a shame. But yeah, so as a teaser, I will now load up and design the next empire that we will play, and then you can decide whether you want to watch the next one or not. But yeah, sorry to end it early. I keep making the mistake. We were playing on like 1x habitable worlds this time with the mod. I think I'm going to play on even lower habitable worlds next time. Like really destroy the number of habitable worlds so the game runs better. Because even with this number, there's still a lot of worlds around here. So we can crush that even more. Here they are. Say hello to the Ezekian consciousness, which will be the protagonists of our next run. But for that, you'll have to tune into the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.